What's up guys, Matt here, back in Car Mechanic Simulator, and today I've got a car that I've kind of tucked away for a rainy day that I think would be a lot of fun to do. So with that being said, let's jump over to the parking area and see what I got. And here it is. It is an old Plymouth Volare Wagon, and it's going to be awesome to drag race with. I am recording this on Halloween day. So they've got the Halloween decorations, but I don't know about an open flame on top of on top of race fuel. But here it is, the Plymouth Volare Wagon. Actually, it doesn't seem like it's in that bad a shape. I ran across this at one of the auctions. Yeah, it's actually in really good shape, it seems like. But we'll go through the whole car and make sure of it. But yeah, I ran into it at an auction. I'm like, man, we could definitely build a sleeper or something out of this for sure. I don't know about with the big blower sticking out of it, how much of a sleeper it's going to be. But yeah, let's have some fun with this and then take it drag racing. Send it on into the garage. So I'll just run some basic diagnostics on this thing. Do a compression test, even though it looks like things are in pretty good shape with this thing. And yeah, we're seeing 90. Well, we got a 79% on the block there, but otherwise, not too bad. Rocker arms a little worn down. All around, nothing below 78. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Run our fuel pressure test here. Fuel filter looks good. Carburetor. I mean, I think I'm gonna go through some of the stuff and upgrade it for sure. The stuff that we can upgrade. Yeah, see, it's not that bad, and we'll be able to sell those parts that we're not gonna use. The ones that we are replacing with upgraded parts. Let's run. I highly doubt this car. Yeah, it does not have OBD2. We'll just check out the electronics with the electric tester here. The multimeter, starter looks good, alternator, and the coils and such. Yeah, everything looks good, and the results support that. Take it over the test path and see how the suspension setup is. Try to figure out how we want to go about this and what it is we really want to do here. Proceed with our test path test here, and let's see what we get. Brakes look really good. Front brakes at least. Run here to the rear. Apply the brakes, and that looks really good too, actually. And we'll do front suspension. Look at the look at the blower rattling around there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the suspension this all looks pretty good here. So I'm thinking what we really could do with this thing is just do some upgrades. Obviously paint it, try to make it look as sleeper as we can, as much as we can, I suppose, with a roll cage, with a caged car and everything. Do like a gold metallic or something, and then take the thing out and have some fun. Let's get going on this thing. I love the stance that it has right now. It's got that kind of gasser stance. Absolutely love that. I don't think I want to change that at all, really. Yeah, I definitely think I want to do some upgrades because factory power right now, we're sitting at 546. Let's go run a dyno and see what we're actually running on down to the wheels and see what our bench line, what we're starting with. And see, that's another thing is there's no tuning that can be done because none of this is upgraded, no upgraded carbs or anything. And I definitely want to change it. I want to be able to tune this thing exactly the way we want to. Let's go ahead and proceed with the dyno. Should be somewhere under somewhere a little bit over 500 horsepower, I believe. Sounds really good with that supercharger. I gotta say, for Car Mechanic Simulator sounds, that's pretty good. And we are getting 516. I figured we would lose a little bit with how the engine is slightly worn. 516. I figured it was just going to be just over 516, which is respectable. 716 pound-feet of torque. I mean, come on. This thing would be a lot of fun, but it'll be even more fun when we throw more horsepower at it. So let's get that thing back into the garage and do just that. So I was thinking I'll just put an upgraded supercharger, carburetor, ignition system and stuff on it, but I mean, why not just go for it all and throw in the upgraded pistons and all that and really just give this thing as much as we can give it. So let's go ahead and pull this engine and do that. Go ahead and drain our oil, which looks just fine, but we don't want to make a mess when we pull this thing. Remove our coolant as well as our brake fluid. And I'm not seeing a power steering reservoir here, so I think we're good with that. Disconnect our drive shaft here, and then we'll go ahead and disconnect our exhaust. Go ahead and pull the middle mufflers. We're going to upgrade all this anyways as well. And the front exhaust. And we can get this, oh, we better grab that starter before we go pulling off the transmission, which we will do right now. Pull the gearbox. We're definitely going to want to get the upgraded one of these, so that way we can tune the gearing just the way we want. If we're making them the horsepower that I'm hoping we're going to make, we'll definitely need that. We'll pull off this pressure plate here, as well as our clutch plate and our flywheel. This thing is ready to come out. Oh, that's cool. There's a jack-o'-lantern over here. Hopefully I don't release this too late after Halloween to where none of this makes any sense. All right, we need our cherry picker. And out it comes. We can take the engine, put it on the engine stand. And there it is. That thing is huge. That's absolutely huge. As for any suspension stuff or anything, I'm really not going to worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this battery, put it on the charger. Oh, it's at 82%. It would have been fine anyways. I will check with the welder, see if there's anything that really needs to get done on this. It's only 500 credits to do it. I'll do it. It was not in bad shape at all, but figure that'll up the value a little bit. Go ahead and clean the interior. Why not? All clean. Honestly, I kind of dig these wheels, but I almost wonder if we can go with some more sleeper-esque type wheels. Not really seeing anything that I like better than this. I mean, that's just your standard quarter-mile setup, and I like that they're not like super chromed or anything. It looks like they've got kind of a finish on them that's a little bit darker and kind of blends in. So I actually really like that. I'm down with it. We definitely do want to paint this thing though, which we'll get to that when we get there. Let's tear down this incredibly massive V8 here and start with the air intake. Yeah, and see, we're gonna want to upgrade these filters, these carburetors, all kinds of stuff. I think we could push maybe 1,000 horsepower. We'll see. Pull off the. Let's get the belt. Nope, we need to get the fan first. That's right. It's been a long time since I've done one of these fully supercharged engines like this. Let's get this serpentine belt off. Now we can get our supercharger belt off and back up to where we were at. Pull off the supercharger. It's kind of nice working with parts that aren't stuck, rusty, gross. Let's get the ignition wires off, as well as the cap. We got to get these clips. There's one and the other. Pull off the cap, rotor, which we're going to upgrade all of this, which will be nice. Now, let's go ahead and get this engine head cover off of here. Everything is so clean compared to so many of the other videos that I do on these. And we can pull off each and every one of these rocker arms. From there, we can pull our push rods. While I'm thinking about it, let's get these spark plugs. We gotta get these out before we can remove the head. There we go. If I could talk today, that would be helpful. All right, now we need to get our, oh yes, very important. Get our headers off of here. Then we can remove the head. And supercharger intake manifold. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. All right, now the head can come off. Indeed. Get every one of these fasteners. And see what the inside looks like. I can't imagine it looks too bad. No, it looks really good, actually. Okay, on to the other side. Now we can move on to the front of the engine. Let's go ahead and get this fuel filter and our water pump pulley. Water pump. 4 simple bolts. Let's grab our coil right here. Now we can do our serpentine belt, power steering pump. It's weird, there's a power steering pump, but there was no power steering reservoir. Interesting. All right, pull off the alternator, harmonic balancer. And now we can get to our timing cover to expose our timing set. And there it is. Let's get our timing chain off. Cam gear, cam can come on out. And we are good to go on that. Let's rotate this thing over and get to the business end here. Oil pan. Get all of those fasteners out of the way. Now we can expose. Yeah, it looks great in here. Looks just fine. Oil filter. Let's go ahead and remove all these rod caps. Well, I hope everybody had an awesome Halloween. I'm kind of stoked tonight. We're gonna go out and get candy. Go ahead and pull all these pistons. My son, he's not really into chocolate, so I get a lot of good stuff that he doesn't want left over. So I'm pretty stoked on that. So I'm in a good mood. Let's get that piston out of here. Then we can get our crankshaft bearing caps out. Let's see. There we go. There's that one. What's your go-to Halloween candy? Some people, they dig that candy corn. I'm not into it. Crankshaft is out. And then we'll go ahead and pull the engine block because I know I can repair that. And might as well get it to 100%, right? That is the engine completely torn down. This is the part where I go and repair what I can and then replace what I can't. And I'm really bad at doing this while talking, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock all this out and see you guys on the other side. Got what I needed, and now it's time to start putting this engine back together. We can start with our crankshaft right here, get that in, as well as all of our pistons, all 8 of them indeed. And from there we can go with install our rod caps here. All 8 of those as well. And we'll get this last one in, and from there we can install our crankshaft bearing caps. There's 1, 2, and 3. That'll allow us to put our oil pan on, I believe. Yep, there it goes. Put our fasteners in for that. And we can probably throw our oil filter on right now. While we've got it flipped over. Oh, I leveled up. How about that? While we've got our engine flipped over, let's go ahead and add our alternator and power steering pump. These are all upgraded. So were the pistons. Bought everything upgrade that I could. And I also upgraded the supercharger and the heads, as well as the carburetors. That is all the scrap I had to work with, but at least they have all been upgraded. Definitely every single performance part I could buy for this engine I bought, and then upgraded what I could. Now we can install, let's go ahead and throw in our camshaft so that way we can get our push rods in. And from there we can install our rocker arms. And while we're right here, let's go ahead and throw our head cover on. Get these fasteners tightened down. We'll be able to we'll do our headers here. Beautiful stainless headers. And then from there we can install our spark plugs, performance, of course. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On it goes. Go ahead and throw on the ignition coil. Why not? Let's put in our distributor, as well as build out our timing set here. Jump down here and install our timing chain. We can put our timing cover on. There it goes. From here, we'll go ahead and do our harmonic balancer, water pump. That'll allow us to put on our water pump pulley. On it goes. Serpentine belt B for the power steering there. What are we missing here? Oh yes, a supercharger. Let's go ahead and put on our rotor there, our cap. On go the little clips, and then I'm gonna flip around and build out the other side. That is that side done. We can go ahead and add our ignition wires here. Performance fuel filter. Let's jump around here and get our intake manifold on for our beautiful supercharger that will sit atop it. Speaking of, let's install that. So nice when it's all polished and pretty like that. Carburetor number 1, number 2. And then we'll be able to do our air filters. 1 and 2, and the scoop. On it goes. And we can move over here to the front, get our supercharger belt on. That'll allow us to put on this other serpentine belt, which will then allow us to put on the fan. There it is. On it goes. I believe that is it. That is it indeed. That thing is so massive and beautiful and nice with all those shiny parts. I do believe we're ready to take this thing off and install it into our gasser wagon. Bring it on down, open the hood, and install. That's the one. That can go back to where it came from. Now we just need to worry about fluids, coolant, brake fluid, and engine oil. Don't have a power steering reservoir for this, if you remember, and I think we're good to go there for fluids. Up it goes for drivetrain and exhaust. Let's jump under here and add our performance flywheel, clutch, pressure plate. On it goes. And throwout bearing. And then I did buy the upgraded adjustable gearbox because I feel like we're going to need it. And now we can install our starter and move on to exhaust. We'll do the front exhaust here. All of this obviously performance as well. Jump over to the middle mufflers. On it goes, and the rear mufflers. And then I think all we really need to do now is install our drive shaft. We still got that battery that's sitting on the charger over there to throw in. I'm trying to think of anything else, if we can just go straight to tuning the thing and grab that battery right now. In it goes, and I just remembered I want to do a performance fuel pump. Swap that out while we're doing all the other performance stuff, right? So I'm going to jump in back here. And we're gonna get up here and pull out that fuel pump and install a performance one. And there we go. Got that installed. I'm gonna go ahead and take it over to the alignment area. I never did check on that before we go into paint and tuning and everything like that. Let's just check the alignment. Make sure we're all copacetic there. Yep, and everything looks to be good. Not a problem at all. This thing looks so cool with the front raked up like that. I'm trying to think about colors. If I want to go with a sleeper color or something else, I don't know. Let's send it over to the paint shop and figure it out right now. Why don't we? Oh, factory colors, this kind of greenish. Interesting. Looks like it's not going to let us paint the carbon fiber. Interesting. I wonder if I remove those parts, if I can paint them. We don't have any livery sets for this car, so it'll be solid colors. Looks pretty good murdered out too, though. I don't know, that deep gray looks pretty good. Especially like with this 90s style roll pan back here instead of a rear bumper. I don't know, it fits well. And with those dark wheels too, it complements each other. And it still retains a sleeper look this way. I don't know, I think I have to go for it. I'm really digging on it. Yep, let's do it. It works so well with that carbon fiber. My second choice would have been kind of this sand metallic color, but I don't know. I think this looks so much better. And it's definitely not sleeper because, you know, carbon fiber and a big old scoop hanging out of the hood. It'd be really cool if you could do tint, window tint. Darken those up quite a bit too. Yeah, I dig that. I really do. That looks good. I'm curious if the scoop is paintable. Let's see, because that could be cool too. It looks like it is. Let's do it. Yeah, that's gonna look so much better on there. On it goes. Moment of truth. I think that looks cool. And oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who needs chrome? That looks so good. All right, let's go tune it. All right, got my carburetors tuned up. I'm ready to go here. Let's start the dyno. Accept. Okay, we started out with, I'm gonna go ahead and start test here. Started out with 546 horsepower and 755 pound-feet of torque, which is a lot. But of course, we want to throw everything we possibly can at this thing and have as much fun as we possibly can. So let's find out just how much power we're going to be making and how many pound of torque. That supercharger sounds so good. Bounce it off the limiter and we have 1,062 horsepower, let's call it 1,500 pound-feet of torque for a gain of 517 horsepower and almost 700 pound-feet of torque. I will take it. Obviously, drag rating of 999. Funny how we keep doing that. Thing looks so good on the dyno too. Well, you know what we got to do to it now. Take it out to the drag strip, see what we can do with it. I love the stock picture of the old wood grain on the wagon. It looks so good. All right, let's drive it. We'll do King of the Sands with a drag rating of 999. We're gonna end up probably not making it all the way. That'd be my guess, because oftentimes with a drag rating that high, I end up against unicorns. And as you can see, there's a lot of unicorns in here. Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. We're actually going to be up against a unicorn for our very first race. So let's see if we can hold off an all-wheel drive V8 twin turbo unicorn. And there it is. Okay, just don't want a red light. Oh man, this thing is squirrely. And we're barely... Oh, did we get that? We got it just by a hair. 8.684 versus an 8.684. That's what I would call a tie, but we got a better reaction time. We had a better 60-foot time. No, he had a better 60-foot. Obviously, all-wheel drive. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the tiebreaker. And we're going to be going up against another unicorn. That is the only downside to such a high drag rating. So maybe we would have had a little bit more fun in the smaller horsepower. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. We're almost crossing the center line. That's kind of how I figured it was gonna go. But hey, we're having fun. Let's go see what we can do for top speed. Let's do that. And the final race is a Unicorn Gymkhana 10 versus Unicorn Gymkhana 10. I think at some point I'm going to pull the Unicorn out of this. It's a mod, and then go drag race. I think that would be more fair. You get a lot more variety of cars in the final races, like than having just a Unicorn every single time. Seems like such a high seating position in this car, but hey, I'm not going to complain. It looks good from the outside. Now I'm running stock brakes. I may come to regret that. Here we go. We're already at 150. Listen to that thing go. We're at 200 miles an hour. 209, 215. I'll shut it down there because I don't know how good our brakes are. Oh, we had room. We definitely had room. 216. Let's see if we can beat it. Man, that thing looks good. All right. Let's try this again. See if we can beat 216. And we're going to redline at 220. And we still have room to stop. Nice. I'll take it. Doesn't really do donuts well because of the slicks. Let's J-turn it. See if it'll J-turn. Here we go. Spin it around. Oh, yeah, it does it beautifully. That was fun. Let's do that again. Oh, that was fun. Oh, we're getting a donut out of it. Takes a bit. You have to use the handbrake a little, but you can brake. You can get them to brake. Okay, this thing's a lot of fun. I actually dig it a lot. I was thinking I was just going to sell it, but man, I love the stance. I love the look. It's a lot of fun. I think I need to keep this one in the stable for a while. Maybe. We'll see. Let's take a look at the numbers here. We've got profit if we were to sell it, sell value of 54,000, profit of 10,175. Guys, I'm keeping it. That's not a huge enough profit for me to warrant getting rid of such a fun car. This thing was a blast. Let me know in the comments what kind of car you want to see get built on here. I like them all. And if you made it this far, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.